Only one of the famous Fab Four is in the semi-final in this tournament. Guess who he is? Is Roger Federer, 38 years and a half, and he will have to play the youngest, Tsitsipas. Well, they played 3 times. Federer lost to Tsitsipas at the Australian Open. Then he took his revenge when he played against him both in Dubai immediately after the Australian Open and at the end of this year in Basel. So both his residential places. Well, while the other semi-final will be played by 2 German-speaking players, the Austrian team and the German Zverev. Well, team has won 5 times out of 7. They played only twice on our court, and team again is up 5-2. What can sound a bit surprising is that Zverev is here competing for a tournament that he won last year, while Rafa Nadal, and this year was not a very exciting year for Zverev, who did qualify only during Bercy tournament, the last Masters 1000, and he had won only 1 tournament in the whole year in Geneva. While somebody called Rafa Nadal, who today was named #1 of the world at the end of a fantastic year where he won 2 slams, he won Roland Garros for the 12th time, he won the US Open, he made the final in the Australian Open, he won Rome, he won Montreal. Well, Rafa Nadal is #1 in the world for the 5th time, but is out of the semi-finals. He's not on the top 4 in this Masters. This is one of the few tournaments that Rafa Nadal has never won. Well, probably didn't win it because very often the tournament indoor is played on a quick surface. Sometimes he was injured at the end of the year. So there are many different reasons. Anyway, it was quite funny, strange today that when he won and he had to make the speech to say thanks to the ATP, to the sponsors, to the crowd for being #1 of the world at the end of the year, he didn't even know if the next day he would have been here again to play versus Federer, or he had to be instead on an airplane going back to Spain. And this is what happened because Medvedev lost to Zverev. Zverev had beaten Nadal in the round robin. You know that this format always creates some problems. So at the end, Nadal is not here anymore. He played this tournament 9 times, and he made 2 finals, but he didn't do much more than that. So, well, this is quite strange, I would say. We will see. Of course, the most intriguing semifinals is the one that Federer and Tsitsipas will play. The Australian Open match was quite an astonishing match because nobody expected Federer to lose at that time. So we will see what happens on this Saturday. While Zverev, who is the defending champion, played very well versus Medvedev, but again that was a match where Medvedev didn't have any chance anyway to qualify. So we honestly don't know if he could play better, he could try harder. And also another quite strange match was the one that Tsitsipas played versus Nadal, because he played for 2 hours and 45 minutes, more or less, when he knew already that he had to play the next day. So why to try to stay on court so long, taking a chance to be tired for the semi-finals? I'm sure that Ivan Lendl would have never done that. He would have rested, practiced, let's say, during the match for no more than 1 hour, 1 hour and 15 minutes. true that Tsitsipas is young. He said that he doesn't feel that he's tired, and well, we'll see. I guess Federer Tsitsipas is probably one of the best matchup that we could wait for. Well, I think it's all for today. I just want to remind you that Nadal is number one of the world for the 5th time at the end of the year, like Federer, like Djokovic, the only one in the last 16 years who was capable to end the year as number one was Andy Murray in 2016. But there is one guy in America called Pete Sampras who was the number one at the end of the year for 6 years. Bye-bye, see you tomorrow.